Jai Hind children. Today we will be starting with a new chapter, that is water, and the basic learning objective behind this chapter is that we will understand about the water cycle. We will understand what is the distribution of the water. We will understand the ocean circulation, that is the waves, the tides and the ocean currents, and we will also understand about the various types of tides, that is spring tide and the neap tide. So this is going to be module number 1. In the beginning of the chapter, it is mentioned that if we think about water, the image which comes in our mind is we think about the blue seas or the waterfalls, and we all know that water is a very essential part of our life, and without thinking of surviving without is almost impossible. We need it for various activities. We need it to survive and so on. So the first concept which is discussed in this chapter is the water cycle, and as you can see in the picture, the various the stages are these evaporation, condensation and precipitation. Now we know what is evaporation. Evaporation is that the sun's heat causes the evaporation of water and it changes into vapor. Then happens condensation when the water vapors turn back into liquid and they form clouds. And the last is precipitation. Now this happens when the clouds become so full that they burst and they let the water go. And this may happen in the form of rain, snow, hail and sleet. And the last is collection. What is collection? This is when the water is collected back on the earth, and then the same cycle continues all over again. And the places precipitation on the land may include the lakes, the rivers and the oceans. Then there is a term which is given in your book which is known as terrarium. Now what is a terrarium? It is an artificial enclosure for keeping small house plants, and our earth is like a terrarium. How is it like a terrarium? Means the same water that existed centuries ago still exists today. The water which was used to irrigate, which is used to irrigate a field in Haryana may have flowed in the in the Amazon several hundred years ago. The next topic is distribution of water bodies. We all know that 3/4 of the Earth's surface is covered by water. Still, a large number of countries are there which face water scarcity. So, if you see the table, you will be understanding the distribution of water. So, 97.3% is saline water, which is there in the oceans, and the rest is fresh water, like in the ice caps, the groundwater, the salt lakes, in the atmosphere, the rivers, and the these things have been mentioned in your book. The next thing which is there is an activity which is mentioned, which we'll be discussing in the class. The next topic which is there in your book is the ocean circulation. Now what is ocean circulation? We know that the ocean water keeps moving continuously. Now it is never still, and so the movement that occurs in these oceans can be broadly categorized into three, that is waves, tides and currents. You might be familiar with these words: waves, what are waves, what are tides and what are currents. So let us study all these things in detail. We all enjoy walking down the oceans or on the sea beach, and we like the smell of the seas. So let us understand in detail what is a wave, what is a tide and what is a current. Now, what is a wave? Wave is when the water on the surface of the ocean rises and falls alternately. They are called as waves. So, when the water on the surface of the ocean rises and falls alternately, it is a wave. An example has been given, when strong waves blow, when strong waves are there, they cause tsunami. I hope you all are familiar with the tsunami also, and the case study is also been given. Like it is mentioned that tsunamis cause tremendous destruction. Now, why do they happen? It may happen because of an earthquake or a volcanic eruption or an underwater landslide, which shifts large amounts of ocean water. So what happens next? As a result, a huge tidal wave comes, and that is called as a tsunami, and it may be as high as 15 meters. A special mention has been given. The largest tsunami ever measured was 150-meter high, and these waves, they travel at a speed of more than 700 kilometers per hour. The tsunami of 2004 in India, it caused widespread damage in the coastal areas of India, and because of this, the Indira Point, which is there in the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, got submerged. And we will be discussing about this case study, what happened, how it happened, and what were the after effects of this in the live class. So this is for the day, and we will be discussing about tides, we will be discussing about currents in the next chapter. Thank you and Jai Hind.